Thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies, and this video is Uncle Sam Envisions Atlantis by Manly P. Hall, an article taken from Horizon, Volume 1, Number 4, November and December 1941. The U.S. Department of the Interior considers Plato's account of the lost continent as now physically demonstrable. Uncle Sam envisions Atlantis. 20 centuries ago, Plato asserted the existence of Atlantis, the lost continent that sank into the sea. Now comes the U.S. government, raising the question, did Atlantis exist? And answering, such a catastrophe as the sinking of Atlantis was possible. The quotation is from a bulletin of the Office of Education, U.S. Department of the Interior. The statement is accompanied by a map showing the approximate location of Atlantis. The bulletin reports that deep-sea soundings have revealed a great elevation or ridge which rises about 8,000 feet above the floor of the Atlantic Ocean. It reaches the surface of the ocean in the Azores. It says of the ridge, it must have been above the water once upon a time, because the mountains and valleys of its surface could never have been produced except by agencies acting above water. It is noted too that the ridge is covered with volcanic ash, traces of which are found right across the ocean to the American coast. It has been believed for thousands of years that Atlantis was destroyed by a great cataclysm of nature, and for hundreds of years occultists have held that the people of Azores are a remnant of the Atlanteans. It is interesting that ancient opinion is coming under official recognition, being substantiated by a government department in modern-day checkup by modern scientific methods. From soundings and dredgings and borings, it has been determined that the coastal islands of Bermuda rest on a volcanic core and that the exterior lava is weathered. This proves that the volcano once was above water and exposed to the atmosphere. In a study of the coal beds of Pennsylvania, the Department of the Interior has determined that there were 23 different changes in the level of the land during the formation of the undersurface coal and rock. Each deposit was created, says the bulletin, when the land was high enough above the sea to maintain vegetation. Yet each strata of rock on the coal was deposited underwater, and these changes in land level took place over an area of thousands of square miles. The banana, which is seedless and not profitable by cutting, flourished in America long before Columbus came, as it did in tropical Asia and Africa, which is accepted in evidence in the bulletin that there must have been land connection between the European and American continents. Nearly 3,000 fossil plants found in fossil beds of Switzerland have been found in America, and nearly all freshwater fishes here and in Europe are identical or of similar species. These fish, says the bulletin, must originally have inhabited freshwater lakes and streams of an Atlantean continent, which since then has sunk, forming the floor of the Atlantic Ocean. Through close alliance and parallel in animal species of both continents, the probability is acknowledged that they evolved from a common ancestor which may have inhabited the Atlantean plains. Uncle Sam's Department of the Interior, unexpectedly viewing the matter in a light much more favorable to the account of the lost Atlantis preserved by Plato, may suggest to science a continuation of investigation along the lines of reasonable procedure. Science has not accepted as fact Plato's account of Atlantis because it is not demonstratable, that is, not physically demonstratable. But what now? With these soundings and testings and surveys, it looks as if facts have been established and in science's preferred form, as material knowledge. Someday we are going to learn what science means by knowledge. When Madame Blavatsky published The Secret Doctrine, she stated certain scientific facts out of material which was largely tradition, preserved in books and manuscripts of the Trans-Himalayan highlands, and these records made possible a number of prophetic statements as to things which would be discovered and established. They were statements made when the facts were unknown. In the 20 years which followed 1888, more than 400 of her major predictions were scientifically demonstrated and accepted, but they were not accepted at the time she wrote them. This is because of the attitude that anything that is proven conclusively in the human mind may be so, but it cannot be accepted as scientifically so, not until proven by scientific means. A trained mind can think that which is true enough, though it is not capable of demonstrating that truth. Any mind deeply trained in philosophy will not think anything that is not true. Only an imperfect mind thinks imperfect thoughts. And although it might take 2,500 years to prove an opinion of Plato's, the thought will be proven true because the mind of man which is established in fact can think greater thoughts than he can prove. The conclusions of a philosopher are reached through a factual mind established in reason, and this is the difference between an ordinary mind and a mind trained in knowledge. An abstract from a public lecture. Suggested reading: Atlantis, an interpretation. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.